Curl the dog. Curl. I don't say that name out loud very often. Nose. So, color A, white, stitch marker. Here we go. Now, I want to look at this. Yeah, okay. So the nose. If the nose was going to be centered, I would do the chain 2 and leave it that way. But it's not, so we're going to magic circle. I demonstrate the chain 2 in the head video, if you would prefer to do that. So I'm going to do my magic circle. I'm going to bring my yarn over my fingers, wrap the tail around, then pinch it between my pinky and ring finger. I'm going to go under this first piece of yarn. I'm going to catch the second, bring it under and twist, then pinch with my right hand, my thumb and pointer finger. And then once I get my yarn into position with this hand, I will switch the pinch to my middle finger and thumb, and then chain 1 to secure. And now just work my 8 single crochet into this loop. Oh wait, let me untwist. I've just noticed if you untwist that it tightens easier. So I'm going to insert, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through both loops on my hook for 1. Do that again for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So here we are with 2, 4, 6, 8. There's our first one there. So that's what we're going to join to. I'm going to tighten this down. Okay. And then what is happening? Why are you crooked? I've got a bit of a twist here. Let me untwist that. That doesn't usually happen, but I imagine with the 8 stitches, it's a little harder to keep it in a line. Okay, so now we will count back to find our first single crochet. So 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. It's right here. So I'm going to insert under here. We're not slip stitching, joining. We're just going to insert under here to do our first single crochet of the next round. And it's going to be 2 single crochet in each round for this. So I'm going to yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through both loops on my hook, and then I'm going to place my stitch marker in this as my first stitch of the round. They have theirs noted as putting it in the last stitch of your previous round. You may, I just don't prefer it. I don't really even know why. So now another stitch, another crochet into this same spot here. So insert under there, 2 and 2 in each stitch around. Here's our next stitch, 1, 2, and we've done this before. Here's our next stitch here. Going in right here. At the end of this row, we should have 16 stitches. Okay, coming up on our last stitch. Now these sets of bracket instructions that are coming up, I will just demonstrate them the first time like I ended up doing in the last video, and then finish them around off camera. So we're back to our first stitch in the round. And so we are going to do single crochet in the next 3 single crochet and then an increase 4 times around. So I'm going to insert under this first stitch, take out my stitch marker. You could take it out before you start the stitch. It doesn't really matter in this case. So there's my first single crochet. You could wait and take it out after you make the single crochet completely. So that's 1. Now in the next stitch here, we are going to do 2, and then 3, and then in the next stitch we're going to put 2 single crochet in 1 stitch for an increase. So I'll call these 4 and 5. There's 4 and there's 5. So now starting here, you'll repeat it again, 1, 2, 3, and then increase in this one, and repeat that around, and I will be back. Okay, so that's the end of round 3. Now round 4, I'm going to start the single crochet because we're going to be doing single crochet 4 and then the increase. So I'm going to remove that stitch marker, finish off this single crochet, put it back. So 1, then 2, 3, 4, and then in our next we'll put 2. So 5, 6, and then continue to just repeat that around until you get back to the end. You should end on an increase. So I will be back after I finish that round. Okay, end of round 4. For funsies, we're going to do a stitch count. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, which is what we want to have. Ideal. I guess I will tie down and weave in this end. As we now have opportunity to do so. So I'm just gonna run this under a nearby thread. Hold that in so I can't pull it all the way through, because otherwise I will. Tighten that down. And then I'll just kind of weave this around a little bit and then trim it. Go through the stitch I want you to go through, please. I don't have all day. Okay. That's good enough. Trim. Now round 5, single crochet in the next 5, and then increase. So start in that first single crochet, taking my stitch marker out. Put it back in. I think that I tend to take it out partway through because I think I'm most likely to remember to put it back in that case. As soon as I finish that, like, stitch, basically. And I don't know. I just was handling it, so I think it's a better chance of me remembering. So this is 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then our increase 6, 7. So I will finish this row out around and then be back for, well, the last 2 rows actually are just single crochet in each stitch around, which is pretty self-explanatory. I also demonstrated that in the head video, so I think I'll just finish out this row and 6 and 7 and be back. Okay, so end of row 7. We're just gonna fasten off and leave a tail for sewing. So I'm just gonna take out my stitch marker, do a slip stitch here in the next stitch. So just pull up a loop and then pull it through the loop on your hook, tighten down, and leave a tail for sewing. So I'm just gonna take my yarn and kind of loosely wrap it around a couple times just to sort of get an estimate. That's definitely too much, but it's fine. So here is our nose. And up next is the body, which is going to be, well, maybe not quite that long because I won't have to show every row, but we will start that in just a minute. Okay, so the body, we're color A still. Now, since with the body, we probably won't see where we begin because it'll either be on the bottom or sewed with the neck sewed on. We're just going to go ahead with the chain 2 and 6 single crochet in the second chain from the hook. So, I'm going to make a slip knot. So I'm going to bring the tail of my yarn around my thumb and then take my tail, pinch it between the fingers of my left hand, pinch my working yarn between my thumb and pointer finger, and then just take my yarn that I wrapped around my thumb and place it over onto the pointer finger. Grab the working yarn, tighten the knot down. Okay, so we want to chain 2, so yarn over and pull through the loop on your hook for 1, yarn over, pull through the loop on your hook for 2, and now 6 single crochet in the second chain from the hook. So this is the first chain from our hook here, this is the second chain from our hook here, and we're going to work right into there. So single crochet 1, I split that loop, so I'm going to take that out, straighten that up. Okay, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and now we're going to start our next row of doing 2 single crochet in each stitch around. So counting backwards, we have 2, 4, 6 right here. So I'll insert under here, do a single crochet in that stitch there, and then place my stitch marker. And now I'm going to do another single crochet here in this stitch because it's 2 in each stitch around. And then I'm going to finish out this row of doing 2 single crochet in each stitch around just like we did earlier. And then I'll be back. Okay, so that is 2 in each stitch around. And we're going to have a series of increase rows next. So first up is just alternating single crochet in the next single crochet and then an increase. So I will do this first single crochet. Put my stitch marker back. So that's 1. And then we're going to do our increase. So 2 single crochet into this stitch. I caught a little thread there. Let me get under there. Okay, so 2 single crochet into here. And then you're just going to repeat that, 1 single crochet and then 2 single crochet in the next stitch all the way around. So I'm going to finish that out and I'll be back. Okay, so here we are, end of row 3, and now starting row 4, we're going to do single crochet in the next 2, or single crochet in the next 2 single crochets, and then 2 single crochet in the next single crochet. So we're gonna start our first one, move our stitch marker here, so that's 1, and now here 2, and now an increase. So you're just gonna repeat that around, single crochet, increase, and then I'll be back. Okay, end of row 4. Here we are, and now starting 5, we're just going to do a step up again. So this one's just going to be 3 single crochet, and I really probably don't need to do each one of these, but I suppose I am for now. So that's our first single crochet, and we're doing 3. So 1, 2, 3, then increase 1, 2, and finish that out around. Okay, so this is end of round 5, beginning around 6. Going to single crochet in the next 4 and then increase, so just another step up. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I split my loop. That was what, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then increase. Okay, so we're going to finish this out around, and I'll be back. Okay, so this is end of row 6, round 7, single crochet in the next 5. I really might, well, we're almost done this step, I guess, but I was thinking of not doing each of these row like the first set because it's kind of the same thing. But okay, so that's 1, 2, and then it's just kind of like video people sort of have to slog through. But then again, just in case, I guess 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then increase. So 2 in this next one. And then I'm going to finish this one out, and then 8, 9, and 10. So if you want, you can write down 8, 9, and 10 to cross off each one as you go, or just put like 3 dots or whatever. But 8, 9, and 10 are going to be a single crochet just in each stitch around, 1 in each stitch around. So I'm going to finish out this row and do 8, 9, and 10, and then I will be back. Okay, so this is what we look like at the end of row 10. We're going to have 1 more increase, then a row of single crochet, and then we're going to start decreasing. So round 11 is single crochet in the next 6. So I'll start that one. So that's 1. I'll put my stitch marker back. 2, 3, 4. I caught a bit of thread here that I'm not supposed to have had. There we go. That was 4, 5, 6, then increase, so 2 in this next one, 1, 2. So I'm going to finish this row around and then do round 12, which is a single crochet in each stitch around, and then be back for the decrease rows. Okay, so this is the end of 12. Here we are. Now we're going to start our decrease rows. So we're going to basically be doing the opposite of what we just did. So this next row is going to be single crochet in the next 6 and then decrease. So, oh, no, don't do that. Here's our first single crochet. Then we'll do 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and now we're going to decrease instead of increase. Make sure you're paying attention and don't forget and just sort of like automatically do an increase. I have done that before, like you autopilot. So decrease, insert under the first, yarn over, pull up a loop, insert under a second stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops on your hook. And remember that even though this is leaning kind of to the side and this might look like a full stitch you work into, that this is the stitch you're working into that you've already worked into this one right here. So repeat that around, and then I will be back. Okay, so that's the end of 13, and now 14. Would be single crochet in the next 5 and then decrease. So start my first single crochet. So here's 1. Move my stitch marker. 2, 3, 4, 5, decrease, and repeat that around. And then after that we have a row and single crochet in each stitch around, round 15. So I'll finish this row and do 15 and then I'll be back. Okay, so this is end of 15. So 16 we're just going to single crochet in the next 4 and then decrease. So I will start my first single crochet, take out my stitch marker, no, get out of there. Okay, so that's 1, and I'll put my stitch marker back. So 1, 2, 3, 4, decrease. So we're gonna repeat that around, and then 17 and 18 are both just single crochet in each stitch around. So I will be back after 18. All right, so this is the end of 18, and we're gonna do the beginning of 19. So 19 is single crochet in the next 3 and then decrease. So I'll start my first single crochet, take out my stitch marker, finish that single crochet for 1, put the stitch marker back, and then 2, 3, and then decrease. And then I'm going to finish that around, repeating that pattern. And then the next row 20 is single crochet in each stitch around. So I'm going to finish this row, do 20, and I'll be back. Okay, so this is end of row 20, and while I did this row of single crochet in each stitch around, I just counted my stitches as I went to do a stitch count. And I have 24, which is what we want. So 21, we're just going to single crochet in the next 2 single crochets and then decrease. So we're going to start our single crochet, take out our stitch marker, finish it and put the stitch marker back in. So that's 1, then 2, and then decrease. Oh, no, get back in there. Decrease. So you're going to continue that around, repeating that pattern. And then 22 is single crochet, each stitch around. So I will finish this row and do round 22 and be back. Okay, so last row, I'll just do this one, I guess. So single crochet in the next, move our stitch marker, then decrease, alternating around. And usually when I get to making these things and it's at a smaller portion, I fold the back end kind of down and push it down with my finger so my hook won't accidentally catch both sides. What do I have that's making this tight? Look how fussy that is. Let's take that out and do it again. That's better. Decrease. So just alternating around, and then we'll finish this off. And then the body will be done, and that'll be it for this video. This is going to be kind of a big little guy, which is kind of exciting. Although the videos will be longer if I keep dividing them by parts, because they'll take long. Although now we're getting to the smaller parts and it should be fine. So last stitch of the round, and then fasten off, leave a tail for sewing. We left a tail on the head. I don't know that we need to leave a tail on the body. Maybe it's for the scarf. I don't know, but we'll leave this one. So we're gonna slip stitch. So I inserted under the stitch, pulled up a loop, and I'm pulling that through the loop on my hook, then tightening down. And then I'll leave a small tail about that long, I guess. And there's the body. Okay. Next, I suppose we'll do the ears. And maybe, I don't think we'll be able to do everything, but I think the ears, spot, and tail we'll be able to do. So, hope this was helpful.